Everybody good? Everybody great? Everybody's wonderful. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Happy Thursday. All right. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. So we are going to continue on, excuse me, with our accountability, and we'll give you some action items to do, but I want to hear some follow-up from everybody. Actually kind of disappointed. We went from like 20 some people down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So a couple people in the room and 5 people online. But hey, you are the ones who will get the action and get the results. That's really, huh? So there's another. So this in this business, this is what it takes to get things done. It takes consistency. It takes accountability. You have to do the same things over and over again. And getting nothing for 30 days before you end up getting something. And we're not even 30 days into this. This is going into our third meeting. So we had one meeting, second meeting. This is going into our third meeting for the third full week. And we've already lost more than half the people who said they were going to commit to 90 days, didn't even commit to 2 weeks. So like I mentioned before, this is about consistency. This business, number one, but farming, specifically going after people, is about consistency. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get the results. I mentioned last week, there's a guy who started out brand new in real estate. He's doing 200 contacts a day. 200 contacts a day. Guess how many deals he had after 30 days? How many deals would you think he would have after 30 days? 200 contacts a day, 30 days. Throw some numbers out. 10. Anyway, throw a number out. Spit a number out. Don't matter, spit it. 5. Or what else? 4. How many do you think he would have in 200 people a day after 30 days? Guess how many he had? 0. Nothing. Not because he's not doing what he's supposed to do. It's just this takes time. This is not a quick fix, get a deal tomorrow. This is commit to it for 30 days. Exactly, Chris Brown. The process. This is about the process of doing this every single week for a minimum 30 days to have a chance to get a deal, up to 90 days so that you can get a deal. So again, 200 contacts a day this guy made, 5 days a week, and after 30 days had nothing, no deals, no contracts, no listings, nothing. But from day 30 to day 90, from day 30 to day 90 doing the same thing, how many deals do you think he got? So how many deals would you think he got days 30 through 90? 20? 5? 10? 3? 0? You suck. 0. From days 30 till 90 doing the same thing. Remember, this is a brand new real estate agent. Never been in real estate, never been in sales. He was a football player at a college. He was an athlete at a college before this, worked in a couple little odds and ends, and then got his real estate license and started doing this. Days 30 through 90, he got 10 contracts, making 200 contacts a day. Nothing for 30 days, 10 contracts, yeah, on the money, between days 30 and 90. This is about the process and the accountability. And thank you so much for those of you that have committed to doing it and committed to following through with this, because you are the ones that will reap the rewards. How long have we been doing this so far? 2 weeks. We're not even halfway into the point where you're still not going to have nothing after 30 days. But you have been doing your farming for how long? 5 years you've been farming the same neighborhood. And now when she talks to people in the neighborhood, she gets random calls from people that say that, and she asks them, so how did you hear about me? They said, oh, we get your postcard every single month. We get a letter from you. We see your videos. So consistency, the process, that's what this is about. Making sure we continue to do the things over and over and over again, the prescriptive actions, till we get a recognized result, which is the end result here is a listing. If you put this much time, effort, and energy into something over 90 days, you should have a listing. You should have a potential contract. You should have a few more people in your pipeline that might spit something out. This guy did 200 contacts a day, ended up with 10 deals in 90 days. So if you're not doing 200 contacts a day, you might not want to expect 10 deals in 90 days, but you should definitely be able to expect an additional 1 to 5 deals over 90 days if you're talking to enough people having the communication. So that's really what this is about, the process. Okay, so thank you for those that are committed to it. So jumping in, let's go and let's cover week 1. We talked about contacting your entire farm, communicating with your entire farm in some way, shape, or form. A mailer, a door knock, a flyer, sending a mailer. Has everyone done that? Has everyone made sure they set something up to go to their entire farm? Yes. Good.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes. Thank you. So we got the mailer going out. And has everybody set up? Has anybody notified any of just listed? So one thing we talked about was just listed, just sold, setting up a hot sheet for just listed, just sold in your neighborhood. Being able to come to this form right here where I set up a hot sheet for new listings in Panther Trace. These are the 3 properties that just came up. And here is the sold property that sold. When did this one sell? This one sold February 4th. Okay, this one has been on the market for 2 days. This one was on the market 1 day. This one was on the market 1 day. So has anybody found any just listed or just sold that they went into the neighborhood and did just listed, just sold door knocks or phone calls? No? Okay, so that's, okay, so we set that up. We need to be checking this. This is one thing that you're going to start doing every week. Pick a day and a time. Doesn't matter what it is. Pick a day. Pick a Monday, pick a Wednesday, pick a Friday. You are going to click on, good, excellent. Thanks, Chris. So we're going to click on your hot sheet for your just listed, just solds. You're going to find all of the just listeds and just solds, and you are going to go deliver a message to everybody around that home. Just listed, just sold message. That just listed, just sold is basically your need inventory script. We need inventory. Hey, I need your help. I know you're busy. We'll keep it short. We have a major real estate problem. This is for need inventory, talking to your farm. All we're going to do is add into the beginning of this is your neighbor's home came on the market, and their home coming on the market may have affected the value of yours. Here's where I need your help. You know people that I don't know, and we don't have enough homes for the amount of buyers, and so on and so forth, going through the script. Just listed, just sold. Your neighbor listed their home. Them putting their home on the market may have affected the value of your home. If you've ever considered selling your home, now might be a time to consider further. So just listed, just sold. When a property just sold, I know there's one on Monarch Park that just got listed today. Just sold, same thing. Your neighbor's home selling at that price may have affected the value of your home. You can do these in phone calls through Remind, or you can do them in door knocks with a flyer. You can do them in door knocks with a business card and just wanting to have a conversation. But this is the time to get out and follow through on your just listed, just solds. So part of your action plan is every week sending the mailers out, start communicating with everybody in the farm, dropping off CMAs to all of your absentee owners, continuing with just listed, just sold calls. This next week is going to be continuing with just listed, just sold. When a neighbor comes up, how many homes should you do around the one that just listed? 10, at least 10 to 20. So 20 would be optimal. 5 to the left, 5 to the right, 10 across the street, at least. You can do the entire neighborhood. You could literally fill your whole entire month with every time a property comes on the market, I knock on every door. Every time a property comes up, they're going to see my face. Hey, remember me? I was just here yesterday. Your other neighbor put their home on the market, and their home is actually higher than that one. It may have affected the value of your home even more. Is now a good time to have a conversation? You know people that I don't know, and we really need more inventory. As you can see, the homes are selling quite fast. I would talk to everybody. If you're not doing any of the other things on this farming sheet, I would do nothing but just listed, just sold. There's a guy who said his whole perspective was, if you drop me into the middle of nowhere, a city I've never been, have no idea where I am, what I'm doing there, I would pick a neighborhood. I would go knock on doors on that neighborhood to introduce myself. When a property came on the market, I would go tell everybody about that property that came on the market again. And I would knock on doors every single week, introducing myself, telling people about the properties that were just listed, what the market's doing until I got a listing. And then once I got a listing, I'd go back through the neighborhood and tell everybody about the listing that I just got. I would hold it open every single day with that listing being open, inviting all the neighbors to come to the open house. After the open house, I would go back through the neighborhood and knock on every single door and tell them about all the people that came to the open house who maybe did or didn't like that home, but only one person could get that home. And we're going to have 12 to 15 disappointed buyers. Maybe your home might be a good fit. Have you ever considered, for the right price, would you consider selling your home? And then when the property sells, I'll go back and tell everybody about the home I just sold and how I'm helping your home values out, and that home being sold may have affected the value of yours, and so on and so forth until we got another listing, and then repeat the process. You don't need to have the listing. Just go do just listed, just sold. Your neighbor listing their home. I'm not saying I listed it. Your neighbor listing their home may have affected the value of yours. There's going to be tens of buyers that really want that home, and only one person is going to win. They're going to need, we know statistically, when one home comes on the market within the next 3 months, 2 to 3 more will. Within the next 6 months, 3 to 5 homes will total. So those are just simple stats that you can just listed, just sold. So these are the things you should be doing every week. Just listed, just sold in your neighborhood. You have 200 to 300 homes. There are homes that came up for sale in every single one of our neighborhoods. Every single one of them, there's a home that came up in the last 2 weeks. Did you do just listed, just sold? And if you haven't, that's your goal this week. Just listed, just sold. Just listed, just sold. Only one person's going to get that home. We're going to have 10 to 15 disappointed buyers. Well, that home coming on the market may have affected yours. We're going to have 10 to 15 disappointed buyers. Only one person's going to win that bid. They're still looking for a home. They picked this neighborhood as the one that they wanted to be in, made offers. For the right price, would you consider selling yours? We're going to have some other people that really want to buy. We know statistically when one home sells in the next 30 days, 2 to 3 more typically come on. So you're going to, if you want to beat the competition, or are you one of the next 2 to 3 that are going to come on the market? So just listed, just sold. That's really what we're focusing on. And then this is the other thing we're going to focus on this week. Doing you just listed, just sold, making sure you have that hot sheet set up. Just listed, just sold. Get in there and talk to them. Mail something to them. Knock on their door. Call them. Use Remind to call if you would like. Or, best case scenario, knock on their door. Okay? Then for week 3, the other week 3, you all have this on your sheet. Expired and canceled, not relisted. We all created that sheet and exported it. So what we're going to do is expired and canceled, not relisted. They need to all get a CMA and get a door knock from you. I noticed you tried to sell your home a few years back and the property came off the market. And I'm just here to see if now might be a better time to try and maximize your return. When would be a good time we can discuss what your home is worth in today's market? Very simple. And deliver them a CMA. Your price range is between X and X. That CMA is the basic toolkit CMA, quick market analysis. We covered that last week. Quick market analysis. Quick market analysis. Print out a separate letter and print this quick market analysis. Now you have a letter and a quick market analysis. That's what you go knock on the door with. I noticed you tried to sell your home back in 2013, and I was just curious if now might be a better time for you to try and maximize your return. As you notice, your neighbor listed, because you're going to have just listed and just sold as well. Your neighbor just listed, you can use, what we're doing is basically piling it on top. Just listed, just sold, expired listing. Your neighbor listing their home may have affected the value of yours. I noticed you tried to sell it back in 2013. That might be a better time to try and maximize your return. When would be a good time for us to talk about that? For the right price, would you consider selling your home? Here's a value range that I think your home would be in, but I'd really need to get a little more strategic with it to discuss it further. Does anybody have any issues or questions with any of the things that we've asked to do? About the toolkit CMA, about printing a letter, about making a call, about who I'm going to talk to, when I'm going to talk to them, how I'm going to talk to them. Does anybody have any questions about that?
Nope.
No. Yeah, it's exactly, and I appreciate that. I'm just trying to be as clear as possible, giving you specific actions that you can take every single week, And then next month, we're going to send another mailer to the farm, and we're going to go through the same thing again. Hey, I know I talked to you 30 days ago, and you said no, right now might not be, but your neighbor put their home on the market for $30,000 more than what everybody else did, and I was just curious if this might be a better time to discuss potentially moving forward with the sale, maximizing value of your home. So that's what we're going to continue to do. Yes, sir. You have a question. You talking about the toolkit CMA? Quick market analysis is what we're going to look for. Okay. All right. So what we're looking at is Ray saying that it can be laborious when you're trying to get doing a quick CMA. So the toolkit CMA quick market analysis is literally just taking the broker full and uploading it. You don't need to put in names, emails, letters, information about the property. I'll pull it up while I'm talking. So what you want to do with the CMAs is you want to find every expired or canceled, not relisted, and you want to categorize them. You're going to find every expired, not relisted, and you have the information. You exported the address, the price, what it listed for, when it listed, and what the size of the home was. Whenever we went through IMAP, we can export that information out. So you have a spreadsheet of that. Categorize them by size. My home, categorize the 2,500 to 2,800 square foot, 2,800 to 3,200, 3,200 to 3,500, just something like that. If you're in a different neighborhood, all the 1,500 square foot homes. So anything between like a 15 and 1,600, anything between 17 and 1,800, anything between 1,900 and 2,000. Do one CMA for all of those. What you'll find is the expired, not relisted, unless you're in a different neighborhood. So I can understand it might not be the same, but in most of the neighborhoods, you should be able to say expired, not relisted. There's 20 of them. 5 of them are between 1,400 and 1,600 square foot. That's going to be one CMA that I do for 1,400 to 1,600 square foot. Because at $100 a square foot, $150 a foot, that's a difference of about $20,000 to $30,000. My range is going to be about $50,000. So between 1,400 and 1,600 square foot, my range is going to be a $50,000 range, which should pick up all of the 1,400 to 1,600 square foot homes. Same thing with 1,600 to 1,900 square foot or 1,600 to 1,850, depending on the neighborhood, the size of the homes. That's what I would do. I would do one CMA and use it for these 5. Like if the 20 expired, I would take another one and use it for these 5, another one. So you're really only doing 4 CMAs and printing it out multiple times. So I'm printing out 5 copies of the CMA, 5 copies of that. So you did 4 CMAs, 4 for this one, 4 for this one, 4 for this one, 4 for that one. And if you got the comps really quickly, printed it out, just click quick market analysis, print. There we go. I got 5 of them. Take a letter, print 20 copies of the letter, and put those letters on top and drop them off. Yours is a little more difficult. I understand yours would be, and plus you are a little more detailed and diligent. So I understand when you're going into it, you want to make sure that you're delivering the best message, and you're also delivering a message to a higher caliber of seller. So I understand. Unfortunately, yours will probably be just a little bit more laborious. Yeah, and then for you also, the 0 lot line ones will all be one. Some of the end of the canals might all be, so I'm going to do one that's kind of specific more for those. So you can kind of find a way to zero it in and chunk it down a little bit more that way. Okay. Yes, sir. There was a question about creating a hot sheet. All right, so you're going to come up to My Matrix. Click on My Matrix and Summary. Go to Settings. Where is it? Hot Sheets, right here. So My Matrix, Summary, Settings, Hot Sheet. Now that I have 10, so I can't add another one. If you have 10 in there and you can't add another one, just delete one. I know you're not using all of them. They usually start out with 6 or 7, so just delete one or just click on one and edit it. Like I would click on this one, I would edit the criteria. And then you need new listing, sold, and also pending. So as one goes under contract, you will get notified. As one comes on the market, it'll be in there, and as one sells. And from there, you're going to do your criteria. Like this is just all of the Panther Trace neighborhood. So I just did a general one, but you would probably come in and do a map search, zero into your specific area you're working on. So you can click on, once you save this, you save it. All you're going to do is click done. And on your main screen here, you click farming, just listed, just sold. And what it'll do is it'll pull up everything that's updated since the last time I clicked on just listed, just sold. Notice there's nothing because I just clicked on it just about 5 minutes ago. And if I look here, 5 minutes ago, there's 4 properties. These 4 are the ones that were just listed, just sold since the last time I clicked on this. So just pick once a week, click this button, and go just listed and just sold to your entire neighborhood, telling everybody about the homes that were just listed, just sold. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Thank you for those. So this week it is expired and canceled, not relisted. These are people who expired. So what you want to do is get the list and go in and pull them up in MLS really quick, because what we did find is there was a couple that had relisted and sold already after that, but these are expired and not relisted, meaning it's not on the market currently. It may have relisted and sold at some point, but still it may, if it's not on the market currently and it did expire at some point, it will be in there as an expired, not relisted. So you can go in and you can discuss again with the homeowner. I noticed you tried to sell your property. Your neighbor just listed theirs for this. Them listing their property may have affected the value of yours. For the right price, would you consider selling your home? Now might be a good time to have that discussion. You know, but by the way, you know people that I don't know in this neighborhood. If you can keep me apprised, I'd be more than happy to interview and help with anybody. So just kind of going through all of your scripts and letters are at the bottom. Make them your own. Adjust them a little bit. What I'll do is I'll add one that kind of connects the expired and canceled into this, because all it really is your need inventory script with, instead of I need your help, I know you're busy, so we'll keep this short. It's hey, I need your help. I noticed you tried to sell your home a few years back and it wasn't successful, and I was just curious. Now might be a better time than any. When would be a good time we can talk? Kind of going through some of the same script there. But that's really the difference, is just starting off with that. Any other questions? Does anybody have any successes they would like to share? Tell me about what you've done, what kind of results you have. Who's knocking on doors? Raise your hand if you're knocking on doors. What kind of responses are you getting? Very good, very friendly. You have people that are actually giving you referrals and saying, hey, I know somebody that may want to rent, that may want to sell, that may want to buy. Good, excellent. So you're knocking on doors and you found that people are very open. Sure. So yeah, using home partners as an option is definitely a possibility. Who else has knocked on doors, or tell me some feedback from something you've done? Depends on how many are home. Always get info from those who do. Good. So you've got some good replies and good responses from knocking on doors. Who here has received anything from your mailers? Got a marriage proposal? That's awesome. Very cool. Well, it sounds like you might need to sell your home and buy another one, especially if you're going to have 2 husbands. Need an extra space. What else? Anybody else have anything to share from what you've done? Anybody's mailers, any phone calls, any door knocks? So if I only have 1 person or 2 people that said they've knocked on doors, we've got 17 people online. Everybody should have knocked on doors by now. We're 2 weeks into it. Everybody should have knocked on a few doors. So I'll just state that. What? So you have a commitment and a schedule to go knock on doors on Tuesday. We were 2 weeks into this. Everybody should have, 3 people that have knocked on doors. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut anybody out. So that's working on a mailer now and a letter. Excellent. So everybody should have knocked on some doors by now, or picked up the phone and called directly. Chats. Knock, knock. Who's there? So that's your goal this week. Just listed and just sold. Everybody in your farm should get a just listed, just sold door knock about a property that came on the market, a property that sold, a property that went under contract. It doesn't matter when it happens because it's only been 2 weeks. So a property has come on the market. If it came on the market, it may have sold or it may have went under contract. If it went under contract, it probably sold. So within this past 2 weeks, you have something that listed, went pending, or went sold. That's what you want to go telling them about for this just listed, just sold door knock. Tell them about it. And then from there, the next action item is going to be the expired and canceled, not relisted. Do a quick market analysis and a letter and deliver one to every single home in your farm. If they're not home, put it in a nice manila envelope and drop it on their doorstep and put right on there, please call me. Please call me about your home. Somebody got me the other day and I was so pissed off that he got me. I was so annoyed. I don't know why. It was genius, but I was so annoyed. So pissed off. I actually called and everything. I got to my truck. There's a business card in the window right there above my door handle. And it said, I'm sorry about your truck. And I was like, please call me ASAP. Call. He goes, yeah, so I noticed that you had a chip in your windshield and I'd love to be able to replace it for free. I'm like, you mother, no, God, he got me. He got me. I was so pissed. I was so pissed. Yes, I was so, I don't know why. It was awesome. It was genius, but he pissed me off. I'm like, I don't recall if I hung up on him or not. I was so angry. Short temper. No, I just have a temper. Now it takes a lot to make me. I don't get like pissed off like that, but inside it pissed me off. I'm like, oh, this little bit. I want to know where he works. I'm going to do it to him. I'm going to go to him. I'm going to put shit all over his car. I'm sorry about your house. I'm sorry about your house. I'm sorry your house might be worth $20,000 more than what you thought it was. So what if you did something like that? I'm sorry about your house. So I'm sorry about your house. Please call me ASAP. What? I'm so sorry to let you know your home might be worth $50,000 more than what you thought. But so let's just make sure we're delivering a great message. We have less than 10 minutes, so we're going to sign off here in about 2 minutes. Make sure we're delivering a great message. Just listed and just sold to your entire neighborhood. Tell them about the property that just listed, just went under contract, or just sold. Also, expired and canceled, not relisted. Deliver a quick CMA, a quick market analysis to every single one of the expired, not relisted properties in there. I don't care when it expired. I don't care when it canceled. Bring them a CMA and drop it off. And then from there, continue on with the other action items. If you're going to send another mail or another something, I'm trying to give you specific actions to do every week, and I want you to do them. If you're going to do them in a different order, that's fine. If you're going to do something else this week, that's fine. But I'm going to follow up every single week. I appreciate your commitment. Please show up next week at 1 o'clock, the same time, same place, same thing. 20 to 30 minutes. We'll knock it out and get it out of the way. I want feedback next week. So please, your focus this week is, I want to have something great to report to Chris next week. That's a focus on that this week. Who can I help this week so I have an awesome report for the group next week? Focus on that. I want an awesome report for the group next week. Who can I help? What can I do to get an awesome report for next week? I want to hear some positive results. I want to hear some great conversations. I want to hear I have a preview. I want to hear this person wants to know what their home is worth. I want to hear this guy, proposed marriage again to me and asked me if he could tell him what his home, whatever. I want to hear some positive results. So let's work towards that. What can we do this week to be able to bring a positive report next week on Thursday? That's our focus. I would love to see out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or was there 17 of us about? I would love to see at least 3 appointments. 3 appointments from 7, not a piece. Out of the 17 people, 3 appointments. Who's going to do the 3 appointments? Who's going to have a report for me? A preview, a pricing, a presentation, a buyer, anything. Who's going to have the 3 appointments? Good. Any other questions? If that is it, just listed, just sold, expired, canceled, not relisted CMAs. Let's get to it. Thank you so much.